One of the more difficult questions that I get asked is, what is the benefit of hiring a lawyer in a DWI case? Wouldn't it be more beneficial and cheaper for me to just go in and plead guilty? And I guess it just sort of depends on what your goal is. If you simply want to get this over with as quickly as possible, and you don't care about having a driver's license, and you don't care about having expensive insurance, and you're okay with having a DWI on your record, then go plead guilty, frankly. There's not a lot that anyone can do for you that you can't accomplish on your own if those are your goals and your priorities. However, if you want to give yourself the best chance to avoid a conviction, to avoid a license revocation, to avoid thousands of dollars in fines, insurance premium increases, then you need a lawyer. Because frankly, DWI cases are hyper-technical in the sense that most people think if I blow over a .08 and I was driving, then I'm guilty. It's not that simple. The state has the burden of proving a number of various things in order to put the fact of your driving and the fact of your breath test results into evidence. Things like reasonable and articulable suspicion to stop your vehicle. In other words, were they justified in stopping you to begin with? Was it a valid legal stop of your vehicle? If it wasn't, and they had no right to stop you, then your whole case could get dismissed. If they did have a good reason to stop you, did they do the field sobriety test correctly? Did they do the portable breath test correctly? Those are very specific tests. They're not pass-fail. You don't do good or bad. Those are tests that are intended, the standardized field sobriety tests put out by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration are designed to be instructed a very specific way, administered a very specific way, performed a very specific way, interpreted a very specific way, with the officer looking for very specific clues. And those clues supposedly correlate to a level of impairment in some cases. And so without an attorney trained to know how that is supposed to be done and whether it was done correctly, there's no way for you to properly assess whether or not the officer had probable cause to arrest you. The same with the portable breath test device. There's a number of portable breath test devices out there. The most common one now is the Alka-Sensor FST. And if the officer doesn't use that device correctly, according to the statutory guidelines and regulations and manufacturer specifications and directions, then the result can be invalid. Further, a lot of people don't realize this, but officers are not allowed to rely on the numerical result of a portable breath test any longer. That is simply now, by law, a positive or negative test to simply confirm the presence of alcohol. So if you don't have a lawyer to make sure that the permissible evidence only is admitted into court and the impermissible evidence is not put before the judge or the jury, then you may have a problem winning the case. So did they have probable cause to arrest you? If they did they do the intoxilizer test correctly? Did they read you the rights they were supposed to? Did they give you the time you're supposed to get to contact an attorney or witness to come watch you take the test? Did you blow correctly? Did they mark you as a refusal improperly? All of these things are very specific technical legal questions that only an experienced DWI lawyer can know. So when you talk to an attorney about a DWI, you need to make sure that the attorney's goal is to look at all of these various aspects of the case and decide whether that attorney is equipped to fight each of those aspects, or if this attorney is simply looking to go in and plead you guilty real quick. If that's the case, you don't need a lawyer. You need someone who knows how to handle these kind of technical cases.